So, hi everybody, how are you guys doing? Welcome to our program today. Today, I want to talk about something that is very, very disturbing, very, very disturbing to me. You see, see rice, ordinary rice, so rice that used to be like the commonest food that you find around. Rice has become something else. I remember those days, in Nigeria when it'll be Christmas like this and our parents would take us home. Those were very, very, very delightful moments, man. I'll never forget the frenzy around Christmas. Your cousins come back home and it's Hamatan and there's dust everywhere, and nobody even bothered about what they were wearing. Sometimes we had nice clothes because we come from the city, but some of our friends will not even have nice clothes. Some will not even have shoes. Some wear slippers. While some will be heavily decked in their oversized coats. Yes, your parents will buy clothes that were, larger than you. You have to fold the arms and whatever thing that you had, you were happy. There was masquerades, they were dancing, and because it was hammer time, it was so dusty, and you will comb through the dust in the roads. Your shoes will turn brown. But the most fun part of it was when you had to go from one compound to another compound to visit your uncle, to visit your aunties, and everywhere you went, every place you visited, the first thing they would give you will be rice. Every person, every woman will cook rice and then come and see varieties of stew. It was always white rice and stew. Some people had the regular red stew that you did with tomatoes. Some people had the rice that you did with egusi soup. Some other people had the rice you did with palm oil. Different varieties of rice. I don't know how we managed it, but you ate to your fill every family that you went into. After that, you now demand your Christmas money from them. They must Christmas. That's what we used to say, balloon Christmas. That means do Christmas for me. But the point I'm trying to make is that it was a fun period and there was enough rice to go around. And then as things progressed, as Nigeria became worse, as things went from good to bad and bad to worse, rice became a weapon of poverty. There's something I wrote that I would like to read, and then afterwards, I'll tell you why I chose this topic to talk about today. Now, this is just, let me read it for you. I've titled it King Rice, the Weapon of Hunger. In a world where food security is a fundamental right, rice has emerged as a powerful tool of control and oppression. Once a symbol of sustenance and life, rice has now been weaponized by governments to bring people to their knees, and politicians too. The scarcity of this staple grain has led to desperate struggles, with people dying in stampedes as they fight to secure a bag of rice. I need you to notice this part where I said people dying in stampedes as they fight to secure a bag of rice. The manipulation of rice supplies has become a tactic by governments and politicians to maintain power. They just create this artificial scarcity, keeping populations hungry and dependent. And you say, Chidi, why would you blame the government for a scarcity of rice? And because they hoard the rice. How do I know? Do you remember COVID? Do you remember when citizens protested and rioted and they had bags and bags of rice stored in warehouses when people were dying of hunger? What were they storing it for? They were storing it for politics, for when it was time for election, so that they can bring it and distribute to the people. This deliberate act of withholding food creates an environment of fear and desperation, where the basic need for survival becomes a tool for political gain. The tragic scenes of people losing their lives in the chaos of rice distribution are a stark reminder of the devastating impact of such policies. So it has become a policy of the government. It is something they sit down, and some politicians and a lot of governments in Nigeria and in Africa and a lot of places around the world, they sit down and they make it a policy to withhold rice, to make it scarce, and then make the people desperate for rice, so that when they bring it to them, they would be willing to do whatever they ask them to do. As rice continues to be wielded as a weapon, the call for justice and reform grows louder. It is imperative that the international community and the Nigerian government in particular address this issue, ensuring that food is never used as a weapon of oppression. The fight for food security and human dignity must prevail, and the reign of King Rice must come to an end. You see that? Even as we engage in activism, you would wonder why we should choose rice, why I should choose to speak about rice. But don't wander too far. Let me bring to your notice some of the things that have been happening that makes us choose rice as a topic for discussion. Did you know that some years ago that there was a stampede? Because what is in the news right now is about the death of 30 to 32 children in a rice stampede in Oyo State. I'm going to talk about that later, but first of all, let me play this clip for you. This is something that happened 2 years ago, because some people think that what happened in Oyo State is an isolated incident, but it has been happening in Nigeria. And you would think that the government would have taken a cue from past happenings and, make changes. But no, the government has continued to allow this kind of thing to happen to a point where people keep dying. So let me take you to this news item and you would see, let me enlarge it and I'll play it for you. Listen and see what happened 2 years ago during a church charity event in Nigeria. Listen.
Now let's go across to Nigeria, where over 30 people have died and around 7 people were left injured in a stampede in southern part of the country. During church charity event on Saturday, the incident took place while a local charity organization was offering food and gifts for the impoverished children and people. As per police spokesperson, hundreds of people had turned up to receive food at the church. However, as the crowd grew impatient, they broke through the gate, which led to the stampede. The police said that 31 people lost their lives in the incident.
31 people lost their life. 31. Can you imagine?
It was very painful. Even I was shouting in the morning when I was here. I was crying, shouting. See, I was even calling securities. See what you people have done. People already in the gate. Why not to allow them to go in? And you people are pushing them back. It's not fair. When you see people lying, people that you are standing with, in the next 5 minutes, they are died. They cannot talk. They cannot even shake body. Man, it was very, very painful, man. It was painful, man.
According to Nigeria's National Emergency Management Agency, the first responders were able to evacuate the bodies of those who were trampled to death. Security forces also blocked off the area. Dozens of residents thronged the scenes later, mourning the dead and offering any possible assistance to emergency workers. A police spokeswoman said that the 7 of the injured people were responding to treatment. Such charity events are common in Nigeria, where as per government data, over 80 million people live in poverty. In the aftermath of the incident, the event was suspended to investigate the cause of the stampede. Nigeria has recorded similar stampedes in the past as well, where 24 people died at a church gathering in 2013.
Okay, so This is what happened a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, this happened. But before that, people had already died in another stampede, 24 people, where they were sharing rice. And this was also in church, always when there is a charity. But let's come back to the event that happened in Nigeria. And I'll read this statement from the Oyo State chapter of the African Action Congress. Now, this is I'll show you. The Oyo State chapter released a statement about what happened in Oyo State, and that's how I even got to know about the occurrence in Oyo State where the stampede happened, because I am a member of the African Action Congress and I belong to several of the WhatsApp groups. Let me read it from my phone. But basically, it says that during a charity event, which was organized by the former wife of the Oni of Ife, that a lot of kids were trampled to death who came to, kids and parents were trampled to death who came to get rice that was being distributed. And the particular number of these people, I will let you, they say 31. It's always, I don't know what is it with this number. It's always 30 something people dying from these stampedes. Give me 1 minute and I will get this this information for you, because we issued a statement to that effect. And even though it's on the news, I want you to be able to see this from the statement that was released. Okay, here it goes. It says, okay, let me send this to where I need to bring it up so you guys can also see it with me. Okay. Uh, Give me 1 second and I will take you guys to the statement, which is right here in our downloads. And let me go and bring it up so that you can see it with me. Okay, I'll add it to this stage here. It's some downloads. Okay. All right, here we go. I'll just clip it over my. All right. Okay. Let me read it all over again because it looks like you guys were not hearing me. Okay, I'll take this down, or I'll let me split the image and maybe we'll be able to. Okay, I'll keep it. I'll keep it like that, and hopefully we'll be able to hear me. Um, 1 second, guys. Let me try to fix this. Um, okay. Anyways, let me read it. Let me read it from my from my phone. Okay. It says the African Action Congress mourns the death of 32 children in Ibadan stampede. The African Action Congress Oyo State chapter addresses expresses deep sadness over the tragic deaths of 32 children in a stampede that occurred in Ibadan on December 13, 2024, during an event where they struggled to receive Christmas gifts from the ex-wife of the owner of Ife. We extend our heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims of this heartbreaking incident. This tragedy highlights the numerous avoidable deaths we have witnessed in Oyo State. We condemn the event's organizers, partners, government institutions, and sponsors for their negligence regarding the welfare and safety of the attendees. They failed to implement adequate security measures to manage such a large crowd. It is clear that the organizers do not understand the material conditions faced by many in our community, calling for freebies or giveaways in this context leads to an inevitable overflow of people, especially given the current economic struggles faced by numerous families in Nigeria. This incident serves as a testament to the failure of the current government as well as successive governments in adequately protecting the lives and, um, and well-being of the people. We emphasize that Shea Makinde-led government must take full responsibility for this incident. Instead of offering vague responses, the government must ensure the safety of the citizens. We demand that the organizers and all collaborators of the event be held accountable. Those responsible for this tragedy, including those involved in similar events, must not be allowed to evade responsibility, and the deaths of these 32 children must not be swept under the carpet as usual. Finally, we assert that the root cause of the tragedy lies in poor governance and responsible conduct by the government, leaving the mass of our people in abject poverty and with no choice than struggling and fighting to win giveaways, resulting in stampede. They should not shirk their responsibilities and expect the citizens to bear the burden alone. This was written by Kayode Babayomi, Chairperson AAC Oyo State Chapter. So there, through that statement, I hope you would have pleased what happened in Oyo State where these 32 children perished. That wasn't the only time that there was a stampede and people died in the stampede. At another time, Nigerian Customs was distributing discounted rice. And again, people died. Let me share that with you again so you see that this is something that has been occurring over and over again. It's nothing new. You see this one? And this happened in February of this year. Nigerian Customs confirms deaths in stampede for discounted rice. You see? So what we're saying is that this has been ongoing, it's been happening several times over and over again. And the message there is that whenever there is an offer to come and get free rice or discounted rice in Nigeria, please, I think you should stay away. Now, this report was captured in Abuja, Nigeria by CNN. It said Nigerian Customs Services has paused the sale of seized bags of rice to needy residents amid growing hunger in the country. You know, it's amazing that they could be reporting about Nigeria and be talking about growing hunger. Nigeria, of all countries. It's such a shame. And it says that growing after confirming people were trampled to death during a deadly crowd surge at his Lagos office on Friday. This was like I told you guys, this was in February 27, 2024 that this item was published. Now, in a statement late Monday, the service confirmed multiple eyewitness reports that people died and others were injured in the Friday crush, but did not specify the number of victims. Unforeseen challenges arose when we ran out of stock and announced the continuation of the exercise the following day, leading to a regrettable outcome. Spokesperson for the service, Abdullahi Mawada, said in the statement, the crowd became desperate and charged through our barricades in search of rice bags inside emptied containers in the stampede that ensued. Some fatalities and injuries were regrettably recorded, announcing the suspension of the exercise until we establish what transpired. Now they're trying to be very, very official, and they're not telling us how many people died in the stampede. So what is the lesson here? What is exactly what we're trying to bring out? We're trying to bring out, one, that the government trying to use rice as a weapon of hunger, weaponizing rice to be able to keep the people oppressed, is very terrible. It's a deliberate act. You can see that it has become a policy of this government, and it is very wicked. So this is what we are trying to bring to the attention of the public, that they should be very, very careful. This government, if they were doing what they should have done, trust me, they would have made it possible for individuals to be able to, they should bring the price of rice so low that people will be able to afford it. A friend of mine sent me a video that I would like to, I hope I can play this video. I'm going to play this video just so you see what people are doing around the world. That there is no land. I'm going to show you a video of a place where people don't even have land. But even when they do not have land, it did not stop them from engaging in agriculture. And it will amaze you what they were able to do. They were farming rice on the rooftop of houses. On the rooftop. This is in a place where they don't have land. But a country like ours, where there is land, where there is all kinds of things that makes it easy for people to farm and be self-sufficient when it comes to food, it is not possible. This is a place in China, and when I saw the video, I just marveled at it. I was shocked. But let's watch the video.
After all, what are the Chinese doing with tractors on the roofs of houses? Seeing which everyone is surprised. So look, these people do farming on the roofs of houses by doing this. Yes, the farmers here who do not have land for farming. They put soil on the roofs of their houses and spread it with a small tractor. Then they fill it with water and plant paddy plants, which in the future, when these paddy grains are ripe, they harvest them and sell them in the market to earn a living for their household.
This is rice being farmed on the rooftop of houses where they don't have land. But we have land, we have everything, and yet we cannot feed our citizens. Anyways, I just needed to bring this to your notice. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I wish you guys a safe and fruitful Christmas holiday from all of us at Worship Media Studios, Toronto, Canada. And on behalf of Dr. Erica, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.